You could just be going to your car to go somewhere and you can die.
Tonight, an urgent plea to stop the gun violence in Rockford.
All this senseless shooting. Why is this going on? That's all I want to know.
3 shootings, 3 locations, all just hours apart.
You heard all the gunshots. It was pow, pow, pow.
The Rockford community on edge tonight. 6 people shot, 2 of them dead. Tonight, Rockford's top cops sending a clear message to the public.
The senseless shootings and murders have got to stop.
Coming up, new details on Tuesday night's shooting spree. And we speak exclusively with eyewitnesses who watched the violence unfold. 13 News at 6 starts right now.
From 13 WREX, your weather authority. This is 13 News at 6.
Good evening and welcome to 13 News at 6. I'm Brittany Hardaway. We begin tonight with continuing coverage of the violence erupting in Rockford last night. 6 people shot and 2 killed in 3 separate shootings last night, all within a few hours. Here's a map of where those shootings happened. The first on Jonathan Avenue in Rockford, just off Rockton, then Sherman Avenue, and finally on Independence Avenue. Neighbors tonight are on edge in the wake of the violence.
Because soon as we went upstairs, it was like a war zone.
The violence broke out with the murder on Jonathan Avenue last night. Police responding to the shooting here around 5:30 p.m. just yesterday. A man just 28 years old was killed. Then 2 hours later, police responded to Sherman Avenue for shots fired here at this location. We now know a 16-year-old was shot in the thigh. Police say he's expected to recover. And just an hour later, the worst of the violence on South Independence Avenue, where you see here, 4 people shot, 1 killed. The other 3 are fighting for their lives tonight in the hospital. Chief Carla Red on the job just 1 month, sending a clear message.
It is pretty frustrating to see that the violence, the level continues in our city. This is not Rockford. This is not who we are.
The lights and sirens are long gone from these places, but the fear of violence remains for neighbors who saw last night's murders from their front doors. 13 News reporter William Ingalls joins us live from the most violent of those shootings on Independence Avenue with neighbors' pleas to stop the violence. William.
Yeah, Brittany, the scene behind me here last night was peaceful and somber as the community here gathered to honor the life of a woman who died in a car crash on Monday. But now the people who live here only remember the violence and the bloodshed that painted their streets last night. Lee Lowe looks out over his porch on a cloudy Wednesday, but all he can see and think about is the shooting that happened just outside his doorstep less than a day ago.
It was like crazy because my son-in-law, he got shot, his brother got shot, and then another guy, and the one that died. It was just senseless because, like I say, we was at a vigil last night.
Lowe says he tried to keep the 36-year-old man who died in Tuesday's quadruple shooting alive with CPR, but now that he's passed, he can only think about how fast the violence swept into his neighborhood.
And he just came over to give his condolences and everything, and then that was it. He walked back out my door, not even a good 3 minutes. All of a sudden, all the bullets just started flying.
Jamaica Davis lives right next door to Lowe and says she was minutes away from potentially being one of the people shot last night.
But as soon as we went back upstairs, like not 2 minutes after I closed my door, you heard all the gunshots.
And while Davis and her husband are safe now, they don't feel that way, even when it comes to something as simple as walking outside their home.
Just walk out your door and go to your car. That's the fear. You could just be going to your car to go somewhere and you can die.
Now with lives lost and fear in the community, Lowe and Davis beg that the violence stop in the community.
You taking innocent people, you hurting people's family, your family getting hurt. Every time you pull a trigger, somebody's family could get hurt and your family get hurt.
It's not worth it. This is our lives. People did not have to die last night for nothing. What they died for.
And Lowe told me after our interview that he's already moved once in Rockford due to gun violence happening near his home about 5 years ago. He says that he may have to consider making that decision again after last night's shooting. For now, reporting live in Rockford for your 13 Weather Authority, I'm William Ingalls.